In the winter of 2001, we visited the home of Martin Sorrondeguy, who is the singer for a queer punk band called Limp Wrist. We talked about what it's like to be both queer and punk today, and we also caught a Limp Wrist performance at The Smell, which is a rock club located in downtown Los Angeles.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. Alright, Limp Wrist started about, I'd say, over 2 years ago, and it basically started via a phone call that I had with the guitarist. We talked about some ideas about how great it would be to do a homocore kind of punk band, but that really played like aggressive punk music and, you know, kind of push the whole idea of like queerness in punk and just in general. What started as that idea kind of snowballed into trying to find members to actually form the band. I mean, we didn't think it was going to happen because he lived in Albany, New York, and I was in Chicago at the time. We're going to do another song that's on the album. It's called Limp Wrist versus Dr. Laura. That kind of goes hand in hand with that song. You all know who Dr. Laura is. She's not even yeah, she's a trip. I don't know what her trip is. It's really tricky when we're writing lyrics sometimes because you know, who are we writing for? Is it the punk audience? Is it a queer audience? Is it a straight edge audience? Is it, you know, who are we targeting with our songs? And we're trying to write in a way that it can appeal to many different audiences. And when you're doing that, it can get a little tricky.
Is there any unifying element to the queer core scene right now?
You know, it depends on the towns you go to. I mean, there's homocore kids or queer punk kids all over the country, all over the world, and there's no such thing as, number one, a very minimal punk scene, and number two, a queer punk scene. That's really getting tough. So, you know, I would wish, you know, I think it would be great to say, oh yeah, there's just an amazing network of you know, queer punk kids all over the world, and it's just, I think it's, you know, it's happening, but it's moving really slow.
In your former band, Los Crudos, did you have the opportunity to explore your sexuality within the context of the band at all, or did that opportunity ever come up?
Oh yeah, it did. It did a lot, actually, especially towards, I'd say more towards the end than the beginning. In the beginning, I wasn't at all ready for it, and I'd say probably around 94, I started to actually come out at shows and talk about that. Some people I heard, I mean, there was never any really direct confrontation, but I had heard that there were people who no longer liked Los Crudos because the singer was a fag, and talked about that, and which, you know, to this day, it kind of makes me laugh. Only for the, you know, I think about it and go, well, I mean, if you liked us before and don't like us now, you never really liked us. We talk about, like, you know, the straight edge scene, because a lot of us were part of the straight edge scene and still are. For so many years, we would get these flyers and record covers with the really beefed up drawings of boys, and we were just like, oh, this is so fucking hot, right? And this thing that happens with the pileups and the stage diving, I know some people are like, oh, that's lame, you know, I can't get close, but we love it because we grab ass, we grab dick, we all that fucking shit. It's about liberating ourselves. It's about not being afraid to touch another man, a woman touching a woman. It's about, like, just like, you know, breaking those boundaries and being like, okay, let's not put up this front that, oh, I'm just dancing, bro. Bullshit, you're getting close to a man and you love it. So let's go.
Do you get tired of some audience members not knowing if you're a hardcore band that happens to be queer or you're a queer band that's playing in the hardcore style?
A lot of the audience knows the histories of some of the members and the bands we've been in and stuff, that it's not a question. They just know that we're punks or hardcore punks that you know, happen to be queer and doing a queer band. As far as like the validity or are you legit punks or something, that's never happened.